write a story, you have to have
I would like to say that I've had some dealings with the state, and they've always been very cooperative and very helpful. In all respects, have been very professional. And we have, as far as I'm concerned, I have a micro view of this process, a micro view of how to design a major transportation system. So I have a simplified viewpoint on this, but I think this is, as a county commissioner, we will make a decision, and about half the people are happy, and the other half are unhappy. But in your position, it seems like you're making almost everybody unhappy. Because I, for one, don't want the corridor through Parker County. And I have a micro perspective, just keep it out of my backyard. And I'm sure you've never dealt with that before. So that's my comment. And I just wondered why the emphasis so much on Mexico. The traffic counts I don't have, but it seems to me we should take the same money and do things that's more beneficial besides just Mexico. We're talking about Mexican transportation and the Mexico corridor. I just think we should take that money, and I realize it's a private firm. And another question is, why is the Spanish firm doing this? I'm not used to applause. Also, if I've heard it correctly, I understand that the Spanish firms will have pretty much control of the commercial aspect of the corridor, and you might expand on that point, because also who's going to be in control of the utilities? They're going to have us by the throat if it's a Spanish firm in control of the utilities. And like I said, I've got a micro view, and I will shut up. And I just wish it was somewhere else, and I'm really thrilled. I mean, I know y'all have the long-term view and the overview that I don't have, and your solution may be the best one out there, and I may not understand anything except my own backyard, but I still don't want it. Thank you.
Well, keeping Jim Webster to 3 minutes is an accomplishment. I'm a fairly new resident of Parker County, and I've been interested in the Trans-Texas Corridor, the National Highway project, and this issue for quite a long time, well before I moved here. The best thing I saw in the presentation up there was corridor alternative none. I'm 100% opposed to this thing. I think in Parker County, totally opposed to the border all the way. The Trans-Texas Corridor is one giant step in globalization, the destruction of Texas is well likely. We know it as Americans. It's a horrific idea sponsored by the one worlders with no benefit for Parker County unless there is some contractors here, unless it's Zachary people or some of the other contractors that are feeding into the crowd here. There's no benefit to any of the citizens of Parker County, and certainly not even to the entire state of Texas. Governor Perry got handed this little mantle a few years ago, and I don't know if very many of you here know how this thing really progressed. But Governor Perry and a state representative, I believe his name is Cruci, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, set up a little plan called Comprehensive Development Agreements, CDAs. And I'll make this real short here. A CDA is a road and land development contract that hands over our tax dollars, public highways, right-of-way, private property, to private corporations and profit. And it's basically all trying to be done in secret. In fact, Senator Zachary and Tax Guy had to file a lawsuit against the Attorney General to try to quote, keep a secret a secret. So I have a real problem with, the genuine benefit to the citizens of the state of Texas when everything has to be done to keep a secret a secret. And the convenient contributions by Zachary to Governor Perry, $200,000 from Dannenbaum, and so forth and so forth, don't lend a heck of a lot of credibility to this whole process. So I would encourage everyone to dig deeper into this thing. There's some excellent websites. TexasColdParty.com is one. CorridorWatch.org is another. And get both sides. We basically had a nice spin presentation here. And let's dig to the facts. My vote is for quarter, alternative none. You people want it. Let me say this about they requested comments. I'll tell you what, we're the people of the state of Texas. Let's give them orders, not comments.
Alternative options. If you want to be one of those that supports an alternative option, I had some handouts which I gave out earlier. I don't know if there's anybody here that didn't get one and wants one. If you want to be somebody supporting the alternative options, I'll be out in the lobby after this hearing. You still need a handout. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rivers.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you saw a great engineering presentation. And the engineering involved in putting this thing together, and the Trans-Texas Corridor is one of the finest engineering jobs that I've seen. And I was an engineer, and I used to be involved in some of these kind of projects, not quite this big. But if you can ask about it. Also, I think we have to ask, as some of the other two speakers have asked, why are we putting this corridor in, and what is its main purpose? And I think the answer is that it's to support the free trade areas of the Americas. Now, Clinton started the free trade areas of the Americas with some meeting in Miami, I think it was, and Bush went along with it. And I think that Bush has done everything he can to not close our borders. And he signed a security and prosperity, what's the name of that thing? I can't remember the SPP, with Canada, the United States, and Mexico. And the whole purpose is to get rid of our borders. And this Trans-Texas Corridor is one major step in getting our borders annihilated. And when we do that, we lose the sovereignty of the United States. Those people aren't going to stop at the border. And there's also another port of entry way up in Kansas City. Can you imagine a port of entry in Kansas City? These trucks come all the way through from Mexico. And there's some place down in Mexico, Lazaro Cadero or something like that, on the Pacific coast, deep water port, that ships from China bring goods in from other places, and then they bring it right on up through the Trans-Texas corridor. And that is the real reason. So, these people are saying, gee, do you have any questions about the environmental impact or where it's going or this? Well, to hell with that. What you really want to know is why is it there to start with? Thank you.